Hi, I'm Andrea Donsky, host of New Hope Network's Soapbox Series. And today I am here with Hans Eisenbeis, Director of Marketing and Communications for the Non-GMO Project. Welcome to the show, Hans.
Thank you. We're delighted to be here.
Let's start with the basics. What is the Non-GMO Project, and why should companies consider getting Non-GMO Project verified?
This was really a grassroots movement that started with consumers walking into their natural and organic grocery stores, their co-ops, and asking about GMOs and asking what the stores were doing and what food companies were doing to protect the food supply because they wanted to reassure their families that it was possible to avoid eating GMOs. At that time, the USDA itself estimated that about 80% of all groceries contained some kind of derivative of a GMO. And that makes sense because when you've got 90% of North American acreage planted in GMO corn, GMO soy, and canola, and think about all the derivative products that are ingredients, especially in processed foods. And suddenly it becomes very obvious that there's a risk of GMO contamination across the whole food supply. And that continues today. So we started certifying in 2010. And since that time, we went from 0 SKUs to 100,000 SKUs are now verified. And we represent about 3,000 brands. And non-GMO Project verified product sales are now topping about $40 billion. So we're drafting right there with organic. We think we're really complementary to organic.
How does the Non-GMO Project support verified brands once they're in the program?
Well, we actually have a lot of programming, and some of it we offer just for the cost of getting verified, and then we offer to do sort of deeper sponsored content programming, advisory services programming. One of the things we know from our own market research is the more consumers know about the Non-GMO Project and the non-GMO issue, the more they're willing to actually pay a premium, and they're going to seek out those verified products. You're going to see sales turns on shelf, but you're also going to see a willingness to pay a premium. And so we tell our verified companies that the more you market around your commitment to things like organic or non-GMO or fair trade, the more it'll pay off and the more price elasticity you'll have. And by the way, it's a great way to distinguish yourself in marketplace from brands that are also verified or certified, right? You can be certified and verified, and a lot of people in our industry now think, well, that's just table stakes. We want to get into Whole Foods, so we have to have that mark. But then we have other brands come in and say, well, why should we get verified or certified? It won't distinguish us from our competitors. And that's actually a kind of a naive view, because it continues to be table stakes, and you will be penalized by consumers if they don't see those certs on your products. But B, you can stand out from your colleagues who you're competing with by simply leaning into those commitments and telling your authentic story about why you're committed to non-GMO, for example, is a great way to connect, on that transparency, trust, and authenticity channel with consumers.
It's one thing when you have a company saying that they're non-GMO, but it's another thing when you have that third-party verification confirming that they are. So, I agree.
Indeed. We often work with companies, and it's simply a process of educating them about how consumers really do put a premium on that cert mark. Mm-hmm. And as I said, when you lean into it and when you tell the story of your commitment to the project, and when they understand that we're a nonprofit we're the only company in the world that we know of that's actually monitoring the biotech industry and watching every time they develop a new seed or a new synthetic biology, who's-y, what's-it, we're on it and we're watching it, we're monitoring it, we report to the industry on it. So when consumers understand that about the project, they actually, 50% of them are willing to pay a 5% premium or higher. And as those consumers get older, some of our legacy consumers, that number jumps up to a 20%, in some cases a 10 to 20% premium they're willing to pay when they know about that commitment and when they hear companies tell, again, that authentic, high integrity story about their commitment to building a better food system.
How can brands learn more about your organization?
We are happy to pick up the phone, call us anytime. You can visit our websites, nongmoproject.org. There's a really easy, entry door there to give you the basics about what it means to be verified and give you the broader story about what our mission is, what our values are as an organization, and how you can get the halo effect by working with us and by putting the butterfly on your bag. And anybody, obviously friends in the industry, they can reach out to our client experience team. That would be verification@nongmoproject.org to just get you started.
All right, so I have one last question for you. How do you, Hans, and the Non-GMO Project spark change?
We spark change by giving consumers the power to pay for a better food system, the power to pay true cost of food, to pay farmers a fair wage so they can stay on their land and grow the fantastic organic and non-GMO food that we all love. So we're just here in a lot of ways to empower the industry to build a better way and to fix a broken industrial agricultural system. That's big change that we're working on sparking every day.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today, and thank you for sparking change.
Thank you.